Move on to the next chapter, which is to relate the DU, DH, DS, CV, and CP to the measured property, which is TP and V. Okay, the state of a simple compressible system is completely specified by two independent intensive properties, if you can remember. It is able to calculate all the properties of system, which is U, H, and S at any state once two independent intensive properties are available. So this chapter is about to relate the properties of a system UH and S to by having the two independent intensive properties which is available. Uh, the calculation of these properties from measurable ones depends on the availability of simple and accurate relation between the two groups, and the development of general relation for delta U, delta H, delta S in terms of PVT, CV, and CP. Okay. And last one is the property values at specified states can be determined only after the selection of reference state, the choice of which is quite arbitrary. Okay, as I mentioned previously, that most of the dynamic solution requires the hypothetical process pass, and this is one of it. Okay, let's move on to the task. Okay, this is the group task. By using this equation as this is the partial derivative equations, dz x and y. Please relate ds in terms of t and v. Okay, for example, right, ds you put here, ds, and t you put here. This is dt and this is dv, and you have to follow accordingly. So for this one, for example, this one, it's going to be derivative s per derivative t. Okay, for this one, derivative z and derivative v, right? Okay, so you have to relate that one um, until you can get the final derivations. And next task is you have to relate the s in terms of dt and dp, and the third task is relate du in terms of t and v, and last one is to relate dh in terms of t and p. You can use Maxwell relations and fundamental property also, which is four of it, and the definition of heat capacity also you can use uh, s derivative s per derivative t equals to cv per t, and derivative s per t to pressure equals to cp per t. Okay, so this is the group task, and you can send the group task on before Monday too. All right. Okay, all the best. Okay, remember, yeah, for example, right, for this one, if you want to relate du in terms of t and v, so you have to put this one is du, dz it should be substituted to du, and this one t x should be t and v should be y here. So you just replace accordingly according to z, y, x, and y. So this is the z, this is the x, and this is the y, and you have to arrange it, and you can refer to the relations, which is you can use Maxwell relation, fundamental property, and the definition of heat capacity to get to the final derivation. Okay, so the form of submission, it can be depends on you also, like the previous assignment, and of course I would expect you to come up with the variety of submission of format of the submission to show your diversity and your flexibility in terms of your creativity and your technical part. All right, okay, all the best.